Hey you guys, welcome back to The Gold and the Grit. I'm your host, Ann Christian. And tonight, because we're shooting at night, I have an awesome friend of mine on named Francesca. I'm going to read you a little bit about her. So she is a friend and an incredibly talented leathersmith, an entrepreneur and business owner, and a mom. She's the founder and the owner of Teton Leather Company, based out of Idaho, where she handcrafts timeless leather pieces that reflect both the rugged beauty of the West and her own deep-rooted resilience. What started as a creative outlet quickly became a full-fledged brand that blends artistry, heritage, and heart. Francesca's work is more than just craftsmanship. It's storytelling. Each piece she creates carries meaning, intention, and uniqueness. As a mom to a beautiful daughter, Olivia, Francesca brings strength, tenderness, and authenticity into everything she does. Her journey as a woman, a mother, and a leathersmith is inspiring, and her story is one of grit, grace, and staying true to who she is. And I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
She also drove, just like Heidi, from Idaho to be on this podcast. So thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
It's not a quick journey, especially in the fake spring winter that we're experiencing.
Yeah, it snowed like half the way here.
Yeah. Like we talked about earlier, because she was following me, embarrassing. I still have my winter training wheels on, so yeah.
You did fine.
Thank you. I'm not the best. I'm not the best winter weather driver. I'm from North Carolina, so gotta have some grace there.
Yeah, no, I wasn't judging. It was good. We got where we were going. It's fine. Yeah.
I was judging myself, so I was like, oh gosh. So I just covered a lot of bases, but is there anything else you want to add to that about yourself?
No, I think that's a pretty good summary. Yeah.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Teton Leather is a really cool thing that you started, and
thank you.
I'd love to hear about that and how that started off, and yeah, also what inspired you to start getting into the craft of leathersmithing, and yeah, tell us about that.
So I had started in the beginning, I apprenticed with a master jeweler. He's this incredible guy, super grouchy, but such a cool person to learn from, and so specific with his attention to detail. And I was 12 years old. And that was a really good start because I started with such a high attention to detail and then worked backwards. I became a bladesmith, which is also very, very detail oriented. And I apprenticed with a master for a few years. And a collector that was buying pretty much all of my knives, he came to me and was like, hey, will you make me a leather sheath? I was like, I don't really do that at all, ever. But he was persistent, and so I made this sheath, and what I had in my head, it wasn't coming out right, so I did it 4 times, and I kept having to throw it away. And finally, I had finished this sheath, and it was someone else's knife. I put the knife in the sheath, and I set it down in front of me, and I was like, oh, the picture that was in my head is in front of me, and no one showed me how to do it.
I was going to ask, did anyone teach you?
No. And there was little basic things that I had picked up here or there, but not to make that. And it was it blew me away that I had the ability to create something that I had pictured and without really any input. And it changed my life. I was like, okay, leather makes sense. And I don't know why it makes sense, but it just does. And so from there, I just started building more and more clientele and showing that project to other people and other bladesmith friends. And Haley Derrigers, an incredible bladesmith, she knew my bladesmithing work and how much I cared about the quality. And so she was like, oh, if you're going to do this kind of work, bladesmithing, you'll do that leathersmithing. So let me send you all my clients. And that launched my career. That was huge for me. I cannot express how much I appreciate what she did for me.
Wow. Shout out Haley.
Yeah, she's awesome.
You just kind of said it, but has working with leather, especially, how many years has it been?
Since I started my company, it has been 8 years.
Wow.
I think it's been 9 years since I did that project.
Then you started.
Yeah.
So since then, what have you learned? Or I guess it's the question I'm trying to say is, what have you learned with leatherworking that's taught you stuff in real life? Or what are some of the lessons you've learned by making pieces with leather?
I think it's taught me a lot of perseverance, even when, we live in a very like fast dopamine hit society. So to have a project where I have no idea what I'm doing at all, and then these materials that each piece is different, it's a natural material. So depending on what I actually want from, step A to Z, if I do one little thing that's different in the middle, it's going to turn out different than the one that I did before. So there was just a lot of like tinkering, and I had to really like stick to it and have determination to actually teach myself even when things went really, really wrong. And it definitely, I could always use more patience, but it taught me to be a lot more patient with myself and just in general.
I love that. Is there a certain type of leather that you love working with versus others?
Oh my gosh, yes. So,
tell us about it.
So I this is a question that like everybody asks all the time.
They do?
Yes, everyone wants to know what's my favorite. So I hate to always just like go back to this, and I used to say that it changes, but it just doesn't. American alligator is like the best. It is the best, hands down, every time I go back to American alligator.
Have you, I think I know this answer, but you've hunted gator to use.
Yes. So
do you typically go to Florida? Where do you go?
So I have had the awesome opportunity to do one alligator hunt, and it was from a client who was like, take my tags, please come out here, let me guide you. So cool, like super nice of him. The alligators that I buy, most of them are wild gators that someone has shot, and the tannery tans them, and then I get them from, it's a place called American Tanning in Griffin, Georgia. Amazing tannery, like the one to use. So I usually buy them. The hide that I got myself, the gator that I hunted, is not done tanning yet. But I've got some special, my daughter gets first dibs, like I'm gonna make her something, she gets to pick, and then I'm gonna use the rest for, I don't know what yet.
Special projects.
Yeah, something super cool.
Maybe some like fun things that you can do for yourself. Or,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so speaking of different things, what is your favorite type of thing to make with leather?
Oh man. So sheaths, like knife sheaths, are my first love. That's like my baby. However, it's evolved and I've made a lot of really unique things. Right now, it's the leather skull wraps, like that bison one that I did.
So pretty.
I'm in love with those. So I'm doing a hippo right now. It's so good.
So you take, for those that don't know, you take the skull and then you wrap it with the leather from the body?
So, well, and it kind of depends, right? So like this lady sent me her hippo that she had hunted in Africa, and I'm going to wrap it. The sides will be elephant, and then, then I'm doing either the top panel. I haven't quite decided on that part, if it's going to be Italian calf or what, but.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's going to have it in a table. So.
Like as like the centerpiece. Mm-hmm. That's going to be really freaking cool.
I know. So stoked. So that's my love right now.
I love that.
Me too.
So shifting gears into personal life, if that's okay.
Yeah, totally.
What has your biggest challenge, struggle, hardship you've walked through taught you about yourself? And I guess for people that maybe are walking through some hard seasons right now, what's something you would tell them to help them get through it?
Do you want me to get into the struggles as well?
You absolutely 100% can. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay. I'm happy to, hear it and share it.
It's an easier thing to talk about once you're on the other side of it. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people go through something, and when they're in the thick of it, they can't quite see the forest through the trees. Everything's right here. So being on the other side of that, I can say, childhood, I went through pretty severe sexual abuse from a close family member who was also like a church leader, very difficult things to go through. Was raised in a pretty violent home. So all of that kind of, that's your foundation as a kid. Mm-hmm. When that's what you expect out of life, you hit the real world and you're like, oh, not everybody's like this.
Yeah.
And I kind of didn't believe that for a long time. I thought everybody was just hiding something. Shocker, they're not. So that set the stage for me to have a lot of struggles just with anger issues and, not having the will to live. It's not a good start. So I dealt with a lot of, like I said, like suicidal ideologies and, plans and all that. And it's taught me getting past all that stuff, that even if you're in the thick of it and you're going through all of it, or you're trying to deal with what you went through, that's not the entire world. It seems like it's the whole world. everything is just encompassed by that one thing. But it's okay to be embarrassed by it. It's actually really healthy to be embarrassed by it.
Sure.
Because I learned something that if you're ashamed of something that happened, or you're ashamed in general, that's who you are. If you're embarrassed by it, it's just something that happened. So if you can go from being ashamed to just embarrassed, it's okay to be embarrassed. Everybody gets embarrassed. I'll probably do something embarrassing in the next half hour. But just shifting that mindset and realizing, like, there are people that want to help. Be embarrassed and go be embarrassed in front of someone that wants to help you. Changed my life. Like, just having people reach out to me and, like, kind of open up that, you know, very, no expectation, but just loving, like, hey, by the way, you're a person with value. Unbelievable. So if somebody's going through that, I would say there are people that want to help. Get help. Don't be embarrassed by it. I went through a lot of therapy. So.
And I love that you, like, had the courage to, thank you for sharing that. And I'm so sorry.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I understand differently, but I do. And I hate that. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But I think what is so beautiful about your story is, one, that you have the courage to share it, but two, that you didn't let it make you stuck in that place of feeling, like you said, shame, or ever thinking that, like, this was your fault, and that you've risen above that, and you've made, I would say, like, one of the most beautiful lives I've ever seen.
I do enjoy it quite a bit. So I appreciate that. It's definitely, it's one of those things that, like I said, being on the other side of it, it's a lot easier to talk about and to address and all that. When you're in the thick of it, it is thick. It's thick. Heavy, hard, not easy. Nothing about it is easy. So for anyone going through it, it feels heavy because it is heavy.
Yeah.
But it's crazy, like, knowing now what it's like after, you know, I did pretty intensive ketamine therapy with, not like street drugs, ketamine therapy with a therapist and a clinician and all that. And the amount of life-changing that was for me, unbelievable. Because I had done therapy leading up to that, but, you know, it puts you in a state of neuroplasticity, which when you've gone through severe childhood trauma, your ruts are made. So if you can go have someone smooth those out and kind of relay your foundation, it's incredible.
Wow.
Like, entirely incredible.
I haven't heard much about that. I've heard, like, bits and pieces of people walking through that type of therapy, but what was different about it?
So essentially, I had done something called IFS, which is internal family systems, and the surface level of it is you, and this is going to sound terrible to anyone that hasn't gone through the work, I promise it's not as bad as it sounds, you experience or you walk through your traumas, which is really hard. And for a long time I couldn't, like, I just couldn't do it. And so the ketamine therapy, putting you in neuroplasticity, it's kind of like what babies are in, right? They learn really quickly. Their brains are just very malleable. So all those protective things I had going on and all my triggers and all that stuff melted away. It was crazy. Wow. I will say, for anyone considering it, like, you need a top-tier therapist. You need someone that you absolutely trust that they want to do a really good job for you. And then you have to be fully committed. It's the hardest thing I have ever done, and it absolutely changed my life, 100%.
Was it one session of it?
No, so the standard course that I went through was 6 sessions in 2 weeks.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, wow. Yeah, it's a lot. So, and they had to give me a hefty dose because I'm very resistant. Strong-willed. I burned that stuff up.
I don't believe it.
What? I know. That's crazy. So I went in, and I say it's like brain soup. They cooked me.
Wow.
And the next day I was like sick. And that doesn't happen to most people, apparently.
Because they had to give you more dosage.
Yeah, they gave me a lot.
Is there any long-term side effects with ketamine?
Not that they've seen so far, and it actually was discovered years and years and years ago. Combat veterans, they would use ketamine as a, to help during surgery, basically in the field. And they found that these guys were coming out with all these like experiences.
Anesthesia.
Yes, yeah, and they were coming out with all these like experiences, and they weren't suffering from like the post-traumatic stress, and they were just very level, whereas a lot of the other guys weren't. And they started studying it, and that's the very loose version of what happened. But there haven't been any long-term like side effects, and I've done quite a bit of research. I mean, that I've come across.
Well, yeah, it makes sense that you did, because you're like, wait, what am I getting into?
Yeah,
let me just like do some research before I say yes.
It's kind of a big deal, but
that's a huge deal.
Yeah,
it's really brave of you to like try something new, and like you said, be all in. You
have to be all in. If you're gonna do it.
Man,
like there's so many things that don't work. Just do it if you're going 100% at full send.
Yeah, I've never been able to talk to someone that's been through it, so it's really cool to hear about that.
And there's touch-ups. Like a lot of people will do it for addiction. I did it for PTSD. So people will do it for pain, addiction, post-traumatic stress, and maybe 6 months go by and someone has to get a little touch-up. Basically, you go in for one appointment and it puts you in a softer neuroplasticity. You talk to your therapist. It's like a tune-up.
Wow.
If someone waits and waits and waits and waits, they might have more work to do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just, I've gone back for 2 tune-ups in the last 2 years, I want to say. So you just stay on top of it. Thank you. It's
incredible.
I couldn't recommend it enough. Honestly, like life is crazy good since going through the work.
Really proud of you for that. That's like a very brave thing to do. So you are a mom to Olivia. Yes. How old is she?
She's 9.
Okay.
Yep.
She's so cute.
Thank you.
I can tell how much you love her too.
She's like my favorite human in the whole wide world.
That's so fun. Do you guys do like fun things together?
Yes, we do. She's very adventurous. So she skis, I snowboard. That's like our thing right now.
Yeah. Till
the season ends. She loves rafting, and she loves kayaking and fishing, and she wants to go hunting so bad. She has her first hunt this year.
Where is she going?
So we got an invite from a friend to go down to New Mexico for antelope.
Let's go.
I know.
That's so fun.
Yeah, she's awesome.
That is so cool. What kind of gun will she be shooting?
I don't know yet. I need to like talk to some friends and pick out a gun for her.
That's so fun. Well, like a cool memory too, like first hunt with mom in a different state. A fun animal like an antelope. Like that'll be so cool.
We're gonna drive the truck down and like the Go Fast, and we'll just camp on the way.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yep.
Sponsored by Go. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Actually, we should talk to Will about that. Just joking. I'm just joking. But speaking of, we are friends through our friend Will, so I wanted to give him a little shout out for that, because I would not be your friend without him. So my question with Olivia is, becoming a mom, I'm sure maybe your identity shifted a little bit with that. But what's the greatest lesson that being a mom to her has taught you?
It is the most humbling experience I have ever had, and continues to be. Man, kids are humbling if you're trying, at least. So I had Olivia right after I turned 21, and
you're young.
Yeah, and not planning it. Wow. So I very swiftly realized that kind of everything else in the world doesn't matter. Like the world could be burning down, and it doesn't really matter. This little person matters, and everything else just doesn't. And that is pretty much it. Like, you kind of learn how much you don't know.
I love that. Hearing you talk about her is so sweet. It made me tear up. So you'd say like selflessness probably too.
Well, that makes it sound like I'm doing a good job. I'm trying, but I don't know. Definitely, I think raising a child, or at least trying your best, is you learn how much you have yet to learn, and how much a little person can teach you. All the questions she has, all the things, like all these big feelings about things that are so small, but in her world they're huge. It's given me a lot of good perspective on life.
So sweet. I hope to be a mom one day to see that for myself. And
it's an experience.
I'm an auntie to Bridger and Forrest. My sister has 2 kids, and they are the sweetest things in the world. And yeah, like even just being an aunt, like there's like this new protectiveness that comes out. And yeah, I would do anything for them. And Bridger, when she was born, I got to live with my sister for a little bit in the Springs, Colorado Springs, which was so fun. She and her husband let me live there for a tiny bit. And yeah, just seeing like the sacrifices you guys make it as moms, and it doesn't feel like that to y'all. Like Austin doesn't look at it. My sister's Austin. She doesn't look at it like that.
Yeah.
She's not like, oh, I'm having to wake up again. Can't believe this baby. It's like, no, like.
What's crazier is there are moms that feel that way. And that's heartbreaking.
That is really heartbreaking.
Yeah. It's beautiful, like you said, like to observe a mom that just loves their child or their children. It's like the best thing ever.
Second nature.
Yeah.
And it's like a gift to them. Yeah, seeing my sister up close do that, especially with her first as an infant, I was just like, man, this is like so cool to watch and see and learn from. And they're so special.
Yeah.
Freaking love kids.
I didn't and don't, but when I had mine, she is my whole world.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's so sweet. Thank you for sharing that. So where do you feel the most grounded? Working with your hands in the shop, being outside, or somewhere else?
I think the fair answer would be in my shop, working with my hands. I've had too many 3 a.m, like shop jams, to not say that it's the shop. It is the most, to create something and to problem solve and design is just so grounding, because you have to completely, like, I remove myself from everything else that's going on and I'm like zoned in. And if I can get in that space, like, it's the most satisfying and complete I think I've ever felt, is like a 3 a.m. work jam where that design that I've been thinking about for 2 months finally clicks. And I'm like, oh, I have to make it right now. It makes sense. Every little detail is in my head and I have to get it out of my hands right this second. And sometimes like my hands can't move as fast as my brain once it finally gets the design. But that is the most like grounding experience for me. It's so therapeutic. I'll just go turn on my music.
Yeah, what are you listening to when you're doing
Oh
this?
Man.
Like, tell me more.
One of my just favorite people, my production manager said that I listen to divorced dad music.
Divorced dad rock.
Yeah. Like Creed.
Nickelback. What are another ones?
I mean, Blink-182 is like solid. You know what
Divorced
I mean?
dad
Green
rock.
Day. Yeah.
Hinder.
Oh, yes.
Lips of an Angel.
Hinder. Oh, my goodness.
Terrible song.
You know what?
So good.
Tool. Tool is so good. Love Tool. Anyway.
You need to make a playlist.
Oh, I have a
You need to
banger.
title it Francesca's 3 a.m. work.
I have a playlist. I need to look at what it's called, but it's a banger.
It's funny.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It's so good.
Maybe I'll link that. You never know. People might want to listen to that.
They're going to be
I kind of want to listen
concerned.
to that.
It's good. I think it's really good.
Is she okay?
Now.
She's listening to this at 3 a.m. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay, so we've kind of bebopped around all different areas of your life, but when you think back, and it could be the thing you already answered, but to the most meaningful piece that you've ever worked on, what was that and why?
Meaningful piece. That's a tough one because, now I know what it is. Okay. So there was a sheath project that I had done for a knife by Julian Antunes. He's this incredible bladesmith from Brazil. And there's like this contest, and it was a whole thing. And I hadn't really done anything spectacular yet. Like I had done some designs that I had never seen them out in the wild. But this was like, okay, I have this idea. I don't know if it's going to work. I've never done this. And it was when I first dyed, I got on the map for like my custom dye and color matching. So I hand dyed this alligator that started white. It literally was like the color of the horse on your boots, like white.
Can you guys see this?
And
I don't know if they can.
I dyed it it was like a 3-day process. I dyed it to kind of like a red-brown and then a yellow on top of that. And then a black, but only in the veining.
So like almost ombre?
Yeah. It almost looked like a really old map. Yeah, it was so cool.
We're going to definitely put that on.
I have pictures.
Yeah,
okay.
we'll definitely put it on the podcast so that they can see what we're talking about.
It's so good. So I dyed that, and I was like, all right, I'm going to design this sheath. I've never done anything like this. And I had done a friction frog, and I did lacing. And
what is a friction frog?
It's a sheath. So cowboys used to have the Bowie knife where it would click into like a metal stud. So it was a click in, but it had no metal stud. The sheath would slide into a pouch that sat on your belt. So instead of having this big thing with a metal piece on it. It was just a little pouch, and the sheath would slide into the pouch just by friction.
Whoa.
So I made that, and I remember like posting it for this contest, and it got a ton of attention, and like kind of same thing as that first sheath that I had ever made. I sat back and looked at it and was like, oh, wait a second. Like, actually, I think I'm kind of good at this. Oh my gosh, wait, I actually think I'm like kind of good at this. And it was just so, I think that's the point in my career where I went, I could make anything. Like, I could actually make anything that I imagine. And I went crazy with color.
Saddle, boots.
Yeah.
What's next?
Oh my gosh, so I have a pair of sneakers that I made. I've made some shoes, like day slippers.
You should make boots.
Yeah, I know. It's on the list.
I will be your first customer.
Okay, all right, boots, it's happening.
And then if you make a saddle, I will literally pay you anything. I really will.
I am like, saddles on the list, but it takes such different specific equipment.
Yeah.
I've needed to grow the brand. So I have 20 employees right now. And
that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. We were up to 27. I was like, we can cut this down and we can keep production the same. Like, we don't need to do this. So we did, and it's been great. I have a super good crew. We play volleyball. They're amazing. Like, everybody is just homies. It's a good time.
I love that.
Me too.
I was also going to say you should make something else. What was I thinking? Oh, custom leather seats, like croc seats.
Oh, I'm working on actually Will's friend Austin. Yellow House Barbecue. So good.
You guys should sponsor me for real though, but you don't have to pay me. You can just bring barbecue to the set.
Actually, they should have brought it for this right now.
He sold out this weekend.
That's true.
Austin,
he makes such good barbecue.
I was sad about that. This one guy, if you live in Montana and you're watching this and you haven't been to Yellow House Barbecue downtown Bozeman, you are missing out. And maybe we shouldn't say this because I don't want them to sell out faster.
I actually really dislike barbecue, and it is so good.
I don't like it either, and I'm from the South.
Yeah.
I'm from the South, and it's like a sin to not like barbecue in North Carolina. And obviously our style is different, and I, for the first time, enjoyed barbecue, eating his.
It was so good.
He has this dessert, the dulce de leche cake. Were you in town that weekend he made it?
No. Is it good?
I've never had any, like, I was like, this is my favorite dessert I've ever had, and I'm a chocolate girl. And I was like, it's corn, he uses a cornbread as the bread. That's a hard sell for me, but he could do it if anybody. It's not what you think. It's like soft and cakey still. Don't understand how he does it.
Okay.
This man is very good at cooking and baking. But yeah, maybe he should just sponsor us and bring us barbecue.
Yeah.
Instead of money.
We don't need money. We just need barbecue.
Awesome. Please sponsor this podcast. I will give you that segment just like that every time.
Oh my gosh. But
okay, so you're making him seats.
Yes, right. So we just talked about last night motorcycle seat out of alligator. Yeah. So there's a hand-dyed gator I do that's like, it's a butternut. So cool. It looks like butternut squash, but it's with black veining. It's beautiful. And I showed him a picture, and he was like, oh, can you do that on my Harley? So I think that's going to be my first motorcycle seat.
That is so cool.
I know. I'm stoked.
Well, if you ever need a first saddle, even if it's just a part of it, like a saddle I already have, I will do it.
The seat portion?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because you said that, and that got my brain spinning.
I'm supposed to do saddlebags for my friend over at Seekins Precision.
I love a nice saddlebag.
Danny is going to get some saddlebags.
Okay, now that I know you make those.
Yep. All the things.
Honestly, if you start doing boots, I feel like that will be your new avenue.
I know. I have so much
You're
stuff
to
to make.
20 more people.
That's fine with me. I'm down.
Gosh, so freaking cool. All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way, where I've given you 20 new ideas that you've already had.
There's a list.
And talked about us liking barbecue, and we don't normally. All right, I feel like I'm going all over the map with my questions. I'm not staying on the same page, but that is me in a nutshell. Speaking, I guess, going back to your daughter, Olivia. So one day I hope she listens to this, maybe sooner than later, but maybe she's listening back to this 10 or 20 years down the line. If you could tell her, give her one piece of advice, what is something that you'd want her to hear from all of this?
From all of this or in general?
Either.
Okay.
Whatever's on your heart.
I think, and I try to tell her this pretty regularly, but it never hurts to be kind to someone as long as you respect your own boundaries. So no matter what she does in life, I don't really care. She could like hitchhike across the country. I would care actually. Please don't do that. But I don't really care what she wants to do in life. As long as she is kind to other people while respecting her own boundaries, she's going to do just fine.
I have a feeling she's going to be very talented like you as well.
Thank you. She is, I'm excited to see what she does in life.
Yeah.
Like that kid, she's unstoppable. I don't even know.
She's a special girl.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
I love that. Yeah, it's like such a benefit and blessing to have a mom like you because she's seen you sacrifice a lot. She's seen you do the hard work of processing really hard things. And she's also seen you succeed by doing something that you kind of stumbled upon and loved. Like, what a cool example she has. And
one of my best friends, Brooke, she's a grizzly bear guide up in Alaska.
Cool.
And she's so cool.
So cool.
Her and my friend Laura.
Who's also so cool.
Yeah, Laura's like the best.
So cool.
Two of my besties, they came to visit and we had a whole dinner night and it was super fun and they left and Olivia's like, Mom, when I grow up, can I just work with grizzly bears like Auntie Laura or Auntie Brooke? And I was like, yes, 100% you can do that. So it's really cool to have like friends that she gets to look up to as well. And
yeah.
I don't know. That kid's going to do great stuff. I don't know what it's going to be, but it'll be something.
Something super cool.
Yeah.
So we have a mutual friend that I guess you met Ellie through me.
Yeah.
Ellie has had like 5 million lives in her lifetime.
Yeah.
And something, well, I don't know what it made me think, maybe because it's grizzly bears and it's unusual, but something that Ellie did, she literally moved to France and worked as she was a trick rider on a horse in the French circus.
Which is crazy.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, it's so cool. It's like the coolest thing ever. Olivia needs to meet her too.
I know. I feel like
Has Olivia met you yet?
I don't think so.
Oh my
I've just seen on socials.
Party time.
I know. You need to bring her to Montana next time.
Oh, she would love that.
Do you know what we have here? We have a grizzly bear encounter.
What?
Yeah. So on the highway from Bozeman to Livingston on the pass, it's on the right side. I've never been. I don't know why I've never been. But if you guys come back, when you come back, we'll have to go because then I can go for my first time.
Oh, perfect.
It's called the Grizzly Encounter.
That's very original.
Sponsored by.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta stop.
No, she would love that.
No.
For sure. Yeah,
but how funny would it be to be sponsored by the Grizzly Encounter?
The most random, weird thing ever.
I should just start asking really random businesses to sponsor me, like ones that don't make sense, like the
Sunglass Hut.
Town Pump, Sunglass Hut.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of like the dry cleaning place.
Yeah, totally.
The fact that people still get their clothes dry cleaned.
That's not a thing that's happening.
It is.
Who?
I think like businessmen whose dads did it, that they're like, oh, this is easy. I'll take all this stuff to
No, that's not for me.
I honestly have only ironed my clothes like twice in my life.
These pants are very wrinkled because they were shoved in a backpack on the way here.
Yeah. That's how I roll, girl. Also, skinny jeans are back. Shout out Melania Trump for that. Thank you.
They never went away in my house.
Same.
Yeah.
Honestly, but she like brought them back to be like, now I guess preteens don't look at us and like, ew, she's wearing skinny jeans.
You know what? I'm old and I don't even care.
Me too.
My knees creak when I bend over. Like when I squat there, it is a wreck.
We went to the gym earlier and honestly, you crushed it. She's also a Stairmaster queen. Apparently.
Okay. I mean, like
she did 300 in an hour.
Not today.
I'm just saying. Stairmaster, or just kidding.
Oh my gosh. I'm a master of the stairs.
Stairmaster sponsor us. All right. I gotta stop with that. I like did it. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna move on now.
You're good.
Back to serious stuff, Francesca.
Yep.
I don't know what time this. Like, I don't know how long we've been shooting.
Oh, but we're here. It's going.
I just like don't know if I should end my last question or keep talking to you, but yeah, I'm really grateful to be your friend though, honestly, because
I'm grateful to be yours too.
Yeah, I think I've learned a lot even just by being your friend, and it's really cool when you can meet someone, and it sucks when you have like significant trauma that's similar. That sucks. We haven't even gotten into it. We probably will later, but it's something so beautiful about, like you said, when you meet people that care and that you're like, oh, I can tell you and talk to you about this, and you actually care. Like that's how you are, and you've been. And when someone's open and honest with what they've walked through, it gives you that permission to be like, yeah, I'm going to share this too. And then there's freedom on the other end of sharing something really hard that's normally tucked away in the corner of your heart.
Well, and I'm curious what your take is on this, because I've also noticed that my friends that have been through severe trauma, I can talk to them about it and they don't go, oh. That is like
the worst.
For anyone that's not traumatized and watching, please don't do that. When someone tells you something, the less you react, I mean, don't be stoic, but like overreacting is just like a knife in the heart.
It makes it worse.
It does, because you already feel all the feels. So when that person is devastated, it's like, can we not make my pain your thing?
Yeah.
Can we just make it not that big of a deal? Yeah. So to talk to someone else that can really empathize, it's like, yeah, it happened and it's really hard. And life has a lot of beauty beyond that.
That's right.
So.
And you've learned a lot from that.
Yeah, I used to just despise when people would say, well, it made you who you are. It did, for better and worse.
That's right. It's not all good that comes from that.
No.
And you wouldn't want anyone else to go through that.
No. And you see people that didn't get through it, or they chose very unhealthy methods to get past or to cope. Exactly. And it's like, those people wouldn't be who they were without that trauma.
That's right.
Think about that too. Like,
correct.
It's okay to help people and to not make it a bigger deal than it is, and to not minimize it either.
I wonder too, this is just like a thought out loud that I don't know if I should say, but if you actually got to know people that are homeless, living on the streets, addicted to drugs, like, I would say the percentage is probably really high of really, really, really traumatic, tough things that they've been through that led them down that path. And like you said, they felt like they had to cope with something that ended up taking their livelihood and life and sanity. And I would have a feeling that percentage is really high. So
I've always joked that I was one more traumatic event away from living under a bridge. But I mean, really, how many more events were either of us from that life? Yeah.
I think without my family, there's some times that I'm like, I would have spiraled so deep down out of control if, honestly, God, but my family too, has they've been such a soft landing place when I've needed. Like I lived with my sister in Colorado Springs for a little bit after a really hard time in my life of being divorced. And that was really tough. And if you're depressed in bed alone and you don't have people that are there loving you, it's like, what do you have to live for, kind of thing. And obviously my faith got me through a lot too. But to be honest, like I turned away from the Lord for a long time. I was so angry at him. And it wasn't anything he did, God is not a man that he should lie or hurt us. Like, that is not his heart for us. But I was really pissed and angry because I was like, hey, this is what I thought your will was for me. And this does not look like your will for me. And this hurts. And I'm mad at you. So I had a period of a time that I was like, okay, God, I did it your way. And now I'm doing it my way. And I kind of did whatever I wanted to. And I did spiral a little bit. But I think my family anchored me, helped me, let me live with them. Bridger being born, probably, I didn't think about that until now talking to you, but that probably was a big highlight of my life at the point. Because that gave me a new purpose, a new hope, being an auntie. She calls me Tata, which is funny.
That is funny.
I was like, no, auntie. And she's like, Tata. I'm like,
yeah, it is. You just roll with it.
I know, you're a baby, whatever. But
yeah, it is important having people that, something that I found really, really helpful before I had like therapy or anything to work through it was like, if I could help other people, it made me feel like my life wasn't useless. Right? Because it kind of it can feel like your life is, what's the point?
Yeah.
And helping other people and gaining perspective on, like, I said to one of my therapists one time, I was like, I said everything that happened, and I was like, but like, I mean, there are people that have had like worse lives. I mean, and she was like, what, like the Holocaust? I was like, well, that was, I mean, yeah. And she's like, okay. But I think it's really important to realize, as bad and horrible as things are, if you can help other people and realize that I guarantee you, someone has had it worse.
It gets you outside yourself.
Yeah, and so you can help somebody, and you don't have to go beyond what you can. And it's like the most healing thing ever to just give somebody else a little sparkle, and it gives you a little sparkle, and then you can, maybe you're not ready to heal yet, but that in of itself is super, super just valuable. It's like gold that can't ever be purchased or sold or anything. You have to create it.
It's beautiful. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, I feel like when you are so inward focused on what you're going through, have been through, and then like you said, serving others, helping others, you zoom out. Yeah. And it's like all of a sudden your vision is bigger and you're not so honed in on what you're going through in your life and your problems. Yeah. It's like, oh, I have a better perspective now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's so good. Loving and serving others does really do that.
Yeah.
I've never thought about it like that in that way.
I think that was probably what got me through the longest span of actually being happy before going through like the work. It actually kept me very, very, very happy.
For me, it was horses too.
Yeah, I had horses too. I love horses.
That's like, yeah, that's also what got me out of bed a lot of days is like, I get to go ride today.
Mm-hmm.
There's an amazing horse in San Diego that still has my heart. And I talk to her owner almost like monthly. And I'm like, how's Spirit doing? She's a buckskin named Spirit.
Of course.
Yeah. It's okay. Just like became one of my heart horses because they know.
Yeah.
They know. I'm like, God created this animal. Like, I think like dogs too, like to literally feel what you're feeling and like know. Mm-hmm. It's so cool. But yeah, I feel like that also helped me a ton was horses. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which I still love and I still love riding. Okay, we will wrap it up because I think we could talk for 90 hours.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying this though, because I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a good time.
Me too.
The ramblings will continue later.
That's right. No, 100%. Okay, so the last question I always end the podcast on is if you could go back in time at any given age and look Francesca in her eyes and tell her something, what would you say?
I think I would definitely say keep helping others and don't be so concerned with what everyone else thinks. That would have been life-changing a lot sooner.
What age would you have said that?
Oh, man. The age I would have liked to have said it is a lot younger, but I think the age I would have listened to, probably 15. I think 15-year-old Francesca would have actually listened to that.
Yeah.
And could have used it, let me tell you what.
Yeah. What do you think would have been different?
So helping other people, beautiful thing. But what I have learned is to do it within my boundaries. What I didn't know at the time, back then, I don't regret an ounce of it. I didn't have the maturity or the experience to know that it was a double-edged sword because I felt every ounce of disappointment if I didn't do every single thing that I thought a person expected of me. So I think to know and give myself a little grace at that age would have lightened the load.
Yeah.
So
that's really powerful. Thank you.
Working on it now.
Hey, it's all we can do, sister.
Yes, it is.
Keep learning, keep going, not look back, and learn from our past.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me
so
on.
much. You're awesome.
So are you.
Hope you guys loved that as much as I did. Peace and blessings. We both did that at the same time.
Millennial. Woohoo, up top.
We're old. Woo!
My knees are going to hurt when I get up.
Probably because we lifted legs earlier. Yeah. Leg day, baby.
Heck yeah, brother.
Cool.
Oh,
we're done. How long did we
Bing
go
bong.
for? Bing bong. Okay, 42. Not bad.